I realized that my life was going to change dramatically in ways that I did not know or understand or even comprehend. I was going to have to really go to the well and become accountable and adjust to a lot of things differently.
Lo que queríamos era que naciera, ya, sí, ya quiero tener, entonces ahorita lo que tenemos es aprovecharla, quererla y cuidarla lo más que se pueda.
Creo que a todos nos preocupa la primera vez que nos dicen que vamos a ser padres.
When we started the program, my daughter was about 3 months, and my daughter's 22 months now. Something I love about my child, that she's healthy, she's happy, she knows that she's cared for and loved. Those are some of the things that I wanted to make sure that she had, and she has them.
I'm happy today with my daughter. She's the greatest thing in my life, and I'm glad to wake up and see her, and everything I do it for her.
Sí, bueno, yo también vengo de una familia separada. Creo que por eso también me motiva a estar más presente con él, de quizás también estar de la forma quizás que yo no la tuve para Máximo, y también comprender que el padre no solo es el que pone los límites y las reglas, sino que también está ahí para hablar, acompañar, regalonear, jugar, cosas lindas también, no solo ser el guía para el niño, sino que también un compañero de vida.
I was more of a elated and thankful because for 3 months I was in baby land, and when you're in baby world, you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants and hoping you know that you're just supportive in the ways that you can be supportive.
Pero pues aquí pues ya los enseñan un poquito más cosas que uno no sabía, cómo cuidarla, cómo desarrollarla, cómo educarla, y pues es algo bien porque pues cosas que yo no sabía pues ya usted nos las dijo y todo como consejos, y pues muchas cosas que se aprendieron.
Bueno, creo que por mi parte esperaba algo totalmente diferente, como un programa más frío, por decir algo, no tan cercano a la familia, sino más bien un programa de estado programado para la ayuda solamente. Y a través del programa nos hemos dado cuenta que también pasa a ser una familia con nosotros, porque nos apoya en los momentos difíciles o cuando nos hemos visto en dificultades. Siempre nos hemos podido apoyar en Gaby a través de su programa. Encuentro que ha sido fundamental el apoyo.
You know, my experience has been nothing but positive. Annette has been wonderful. She's on time. She lets me know if there's going to be any changes in the schedule.
Not only did we get the assistance with this program, but we also made a really good friend. I'm happy to call Gabby our friend.
I still feel the challenge of being a parent
I'd like
now
to call
in today's
the
world.
Monday, July 7th, 2025 Mendocino Local Agency Formation Commission meeting to order, and to invite a roll call, please.
Here. Commissioner Klein.
Present.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Present.
Commissioner Ward.
Here.
Commissioner Roden. Commissioner Mahoney. Commissioner Zakaria. Here. And Commissioners Crane and Hashek are absent, and Chair Mulhern.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Thank you. This time I would like to invite public expression. The Commission welcomes participation in the LAFCO meeting. Any person may address the Commission on any subject within the jurisdiction of LAFCO which is not on the agenda. There is a 3-minute limit and no action will be taken at this meeting. Ukiah has no participants in the room, and I would be looking online to see if there are any participants that wish to speak on public expression. Also seeing none. So we can move on to item 3. We have no other business. We'll move on to the consent calendar. Item number 4, that is the May 5th, 2025 regular meeting summary. 4B, ratify May claims and financial reports. 4C, the June claims and financial reports. 4D, approve the contract for financial services. 4E, ratify legislative letter opposing SB 777. And 4F, ratify the executive officer's approval of the City of Fort Bragg Outside Agency Services Agreement for the continued provision of internet services. I see a couple of pens up from my colleagues. So I'll start with Commissioner Horsley.
Thank you. First of all, I just want to thank whoever does the minutes. They're excellent. And I love having the discussion and not just motion minutes, because I can go back and look at something and remember based on that discussion. So please, whoever does the minutes, thank you for that. If you, I don't know. Secondly, I just had to laugh over the SB 777. It's like, it's a problem, and we know it because we had a representative that talked about that, but to try to foist it off onto LAFCOs, it's like, please, so thank you for the letter. I agree wholeheartedly with that. And I just wondered on the Fort Bragg outside services for internet, why did the school district sell? I couldn't find that anywhere.
I would like to refer that to Sarah McCormick, who is the City of Fort Bragg Economic Development Manager, and she is available on Zoom to answer that question.
Thank you. Sarah, if you could unmute.
I believe it's *6, Sarah, if you are on the keypad.
She might be having a little bit of audio problems, or is there, are you hosting can you send her an unmute request, Uma?
Yeah, I did ask to unmute, but I don't have the ability to unmute her, I don't think.
Okay.
Maybe we can get the answer later on, or email us if we can't get it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comment, Commissioner Jerry Ward? Sorry.
I knew it happened one day.
Oh my gosh, it's been too long, I guess.
When I was chair, it happened to me a couple of times. Don't feel bad. That's why I went by everybody's first name. I have some more questions on that Fort Bragg internet as well. So if we do get her, I'd like to ask her some questions as well.
Looks like
I'm
she's
here,
on-
I'm here.
Yay!
Oh, good.
Thank you.
I'm
Sis.
sorry, I stepped away for 1 second and then I got called on. Just my luck. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. We started with a question from Commissioner Horsley, and then we'll go back to Commissioner Ward. So Commissioner Horsley, do you want to ask Sarah your question again?
I just wondered why the school district was selling the internet service in the first place.
I don't have at this time they weren't selling it. They had put it on the market a couple years ago. And this was the city proactively reaching out to MCN because most of their customers are within city limits, so we didn't want to be competition with MCN. The technology, the fiber technology that we're bringing in is going to be so fast and very resilient and very affordable. And we wanted to ensure that the talent and the expertise that MCN has brought to the coast for all these last 30 years was respected and maintained. So we approached them as this idea if we wanted to bring that talent into City Hall to run this new network.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Commissioner Ward.
Yes, thank you. Why is the government involved in the internet? Isn't this more of a private industry?
You'd hope so, but we just haven't seen the private sector investing in improving the technology up here. So, we have a lot of needs, and we need faster and more reliable internet up here, and the private sector isn't providing that.
So if a customer for the MSN, you call them MSC, MCN,
MCN, yeah,
MCN.
Mendocino Community Network.
if they opt out and go with Starlink or something else, what happens to their account?
You mean for this LAFCO? So they'll just disappear. So this will be basically an opportunity for existing MCN customers who want to continue the MCN service. Maybe it's, for a month, maybe it's, for however long they want to. We have committed to continuing to provide that access. A lot of folks, that was their main concern when they heard that MCN was going to be sold, is what's going to happen to my connectivity, because people rely on it. And that was one of the terms of our agreement, that the city was committed to ensuring that those people continued service and would, until they found another or decided not to use it.
Okay, so this is for Uma. There was some discussion in there about annexation, future annexation. How does that fit into this?
One of our
No, not, sorry.
one of our
I
standard
don't, go ahead, Uma. Thank you.
one of our standard conditions for outside agency service agreements is typically a consent to annex. However, in this case, because the properties are scattered along the north coast from Westport to Comchi, that condition doesn't make sense. So we did discuss that in the conditional approval and noted that that would not apply to this this approval.
So are we setting a bad precedent here?
We do have conditions that state that if the service to any of those outside agency services are discontinued at any time, that they fall off of this approval. So over time, it's expected that those will eventually fall off for other service providers, and that the service will continue to withdraw, into the city limits. There also is a condition in here that no new customers may connect to the service that are located outside the city.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to see a situation where government's going to be competing against private enterprise and we're lacking services because of that. So those are only my concerns.
Thank you.
I had another question on another item.
Okay, are there any other questions for Sarah or the city of Fort Bragg on their item? Okay, I'm not seeing any. Thank you, Sarah, for being here.
Yes, apologies for the delay.
Okay, no worries. Commissioner Ward.
Thank you. On the June claims and financial report, I believe everything is through June 30th now, right? So our budget's pretty well completed. Mm-hmm. Your basic services were underfunded. Is that something that happens every time, or I always thought you were pretty good about taking all your money was due you?
We didn't have a meeting in June, and I think that was the cost savings that accounted for that.
Okay. Now, how did we talked about this extensively in May meeting about how much money was going to be left over. I think we were anticipating 55,000 or something that unused. What is the new number now?
So we had 35,000 left over from last fiscal year, and there was 23,000 that we had on hand that was applied to last budget, so their cash balance forward for last fiscal year. So we did come out right around the 55,000, 56,000 anticipated for this year, for the current fiscal year.
And how much of that in cash do we have at the bank is earmarked for projects or application fees?
We have on deposit, we have $28,000 on deposit for application fees.
Because I looked at the bank statement as of yesterday, we have 105,000 in our savings account, less the 26,000 we'll be paying out today. It seems like it's a little more than 55,000 that we have in our, if you take the 20,000 out too. I think we're a little more than 55. But I'll wait until we get through get the next bank statement to see the net results. I think we came out better. My point is, I think we came out better than what we anticipated. That's all I have. Sorry for my voice. It's medication I'm taking.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions on the consent calendar, or would someone like to make a motion?
I would like to move the consent calendar.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Gonzalez Horsley for the motion and the second. And if we could do roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Klein?
Aye.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Horsley, Commissioner Mahoney? Yes. Commissioner Roden?
Yes.
And Chair Mulhern?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah, for being here. Okay, we can move on. We do not have a public hearing today. We also do not have a workshop today. So we'll move on to item number 7, the matters for discussion and possible action, the CALAFCO Board of Directors elections call for nominations. E.O. Hinman, would you like to handle this item?
Sure, thank you. In your packet, there's a staff report, it starts on page 65, that gives a little bit of history of CalAFCO. The CalAFCO Board of Directors is composed of 16 LAFCO commissioners. It's 4 city members, 4 county members, 4 special district members, and 4 public members. Those are all commissioners from one of the member LAFCOs. I will note that 6 LAFCOs have recently decided not to renew their CalAFCO membership for this next fiscal year. At least half of those have indicated that they are kind of in a holding pattern to see whether they will decide whether to renew the next fiscal year. In response to that, the CalAFCO board has decided that they will hold those southern region seats open in hopes that those LAFCOs do come back. We currently do have 2 seats coming up for vacancies in the northern region, and that is a county member and a special district member. And so this is an opportunity for a member of our commission to express interest or to be nominated for the CalAFCO board seat. This is a pretty critical year in the CalAFCO organization. They are working very hard to bring their membership back together. And so this is a good opportunity for someone from the northern region to have that leadership to pull things back together.
Thank you. Commissioner Ward.
Of those 6 LAFCOs, they're all in Southern District or Southern California?
There are 2, one in the central and one in the coastal section. So the coastal section was Napa had decided not to renew their membership. Okay. And in the central, it was El Dorado LAFCO. And
so
then
there's 2 of them?
2 of them.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 6.
Well, there's 4 members, 4 LAFCOs down south.
Okay.
And that is, I think it was San Diego. The only 2 that stayed in so far are San Bernardino and Imperial.
That's a big hit for revenue, isn't it?
Those are the largest.
Yeah, I say, what happens
membership.
then? I mean, they're all going to increase our membership dues.
That is going to be a question for the following fiscal year. For this fiscal year, the board is committed to keeping it as they had adopted them with no change.
Wow. So what's your feeling on this? Think they'll come back?
I do. There's the remaining LAFCOs are really dedicated to work with the CalAFCO board, and the board has really, they've hired some really great people. Jose Enriquez, who is the Sacramento LAFCO, has been hired as their interim executive director. Pamela Miller, who has worked with the CalAFCO board in the past as the executive director, has come on as a consultant. She's very good, she's very committed, and she has been doing a lot of outreach with all of the regions. The remaining LAFCOs, the volunteerism has really stepped up. I'm on the conference planning committee. We're planning a very, welcoming and collaborative type of conference this year, where we really try to focus on the membership and discovering what it is that the membership wants to see in the CalAFCO organization. They've really stepped up their outreach to the LAFCOs and are doing a number of CalAFCO University courses that are free to the membership, and everyone is encouraged to take advantage of those. Yeah, I believe they're trying to get Senator Cortese to come and speak at the conference, and of course it's the Cortese-Knox-Hertzberg Act under which LAFCO operates. So that would be a wonderful speaker to have to kind of Yeah, and bring the message of LAFCO back and to encourage the CALAFCO board to listen.
Thank you.
You mentioned San Diego LAFCO is pulled out. Isn't our conference this year in San Diego?
It is. They schedule the conference centers years in advance.
That's going to
So
be a little awkward, isn't it?
it's a little bit awkward. They are welcome to come to the conference, and that kind of, they've been extending the hand to those LAFCOs that have left at every opportunity. So the
All right,
hope is
thank
that
you.
they will come back.
Thanks for the report.
Thank you. Do you need an action on this item or?
If there is an interest, then we would need to have a nomination and submit that by September 19th. So again, if there's a county member or a special district member that wishes to participate in that, it's a 2-year term commitment. The meetings are almost all, I think they have quarterly meetings, and they are by Zoom for the most part. But again, this will be a more intensive 2 years probably, just in trying to kind of regroup.
Thank you.
Can we make nominations? I'm only kidding.
I think people can have time to consider if they're interested. Okay. Thank you for the update.
I'm a public.
I'm not a, oh yeah, he's a public and I'm a city, so.
Okay. We're going to move on to item number 8, the information and report items. And we'll start with you, Uma, with 8A.
Thank you. Well, we did receive an application for outside agency services from Fort Bragg, and we're able to complete that. We also received a pre-application request from Russian River Flood Control District to start coordinating their application materials for their anticipated application for annexation of the Redwood Valley County Water District. They tentatively anticipate submitting that application to LAFCO sometime in September or early October. We are still continuing to coordinate with the city of Ukiah regarding their pre-application review for their for their reorganization. That has slowed, and we have been having meetings every couple of weeks, and we will continue to do that, but the city is working on their application material still. The others, there has been no activity on the other applications. On the work plan, we do have a couple of updates. We had anticipated bringing the Hopland Public Utilities District streamlined review today. However, the general manager is on vacation this week, so we have held off until next month for that. The Laytonville County Water District, we held an initial interview with them, and it appears that the streamlined review will not be appropriate to apply to that district, so we will be doing a study on that, and we are in the phase of collecting data and information. The Mendocino County Recreation and Park District, we continue to work on that. We're very close to an administrative draft that we'll start working with the district on. And the City of Willits is in the same, kind of the same schedule. We have an internal administrative draft that we are getting ready to share with the city. And we have started working on the City of Point Arena administrative draft, and I anticipate that those will come for workshop sometime in September, most likely. September, October. And I don't have anything further unless there are questions.
Commissioner Ward has a question.
On the pre-application from the city of Ukiah, I noticed there was a lot of mapping involved in that pre-application. If they come back with something substantially less, would that require a new application, pre-application?
At this time, the pre-application that we have on file is just to coordinate on what application materials are required for LAFCO. So they continue to do their planning process, and if they have questions for us about what type of application or what kind of materials would be required for an action that they're considering, then that's when we coordinate that information with them. So they can continue to massage their application proposal, and we just provide the LAFCO process advice.
Okay. And then on the Mendocino Coast Hospital District, there was an MSR that I think we were sort of in negotiations with. How's that going?
We haven't heard anything further from the district, so I will outreach again to them this month.
Because I think last time we met, they were going to be talking to you that week or something like that. So nothing, huh?
We had,
Oh, boy.
we were working on drafting an MOU for the funding agreement, and it's, we haven't had any movement on that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I don't see any additional questions, so do we have any correspondence? Item 8B.
None.
And is there an update for 8C, the CALAFCO Business and Legislative Report?
The only, well, I think we sent around an email with the offering that's coming up, the Commissioner Best Practices. This is for commissioners and staff. It's good for, it's going to be held on July 17th, and the deadline for registration is on the 16th. So it is free to all CalAFCO members, so for all the commissioners and staff, it is free.
Commissioner Roden?
I tried to sign up for it, and we're members, and it said it recognized my name and an email address, but I still needed, I forget what it was, like an ID number or something.
Okay. I'm happy to assist with that. I
just wanted to let you know. Maybe we can talk offline about it, and I hope others do it too. There's always more for us to learn.
So
And ask questions and all that.
you can only do the one, right? You don't have to do all of them? It looked like there was a series of the classes.
There are several coming up. Yes,
Okay.
there's a Brown Act LAFCO edition, and then the Mapping 101 crash course. You're not required to do any of them. They are just opportunities, and they are free for our membership.
Oh, I just wondered whether if you signed up for the program, you had to do all of them, or you can do one or the other.
Oh, they'll have separate signups, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm not seeing any additional questions. Do you have an executive officer's report, item 8D?
Just a couple of things I did, and this, I could have shared this under 8A, I guess, but I have started working with Emily Tecchio with the Mendocino County, I forgot what county I was in for a second, Mendocino County Fire Safe Council, to start to coordinate outreach efforts for the fire services and EMS services studies that will be on our work plan for this year. So we're starting to work on kind of a coordinated approach to that outreach, and we'll probably be initiating that next month. Also to report that July 9th is the deadline for the alternative special district election. We are still 3 ballots short. So if by July 9th at noon we don't receive the 25 ballots, then we will have to extend for another 60 days. I have been sending out reminders to the special districts, but we are still not getting there so far.
Sorry, I didn't see whose hand was first. Okay.
I don't know if I missed it, but
Yes, that was with the consent calendar, yes.
Regarding getting all the district members to vote, maybe the district reps that are here could, Candace and district, the district for Willits, for Brook Trails, just to maybe at your next board meetings say, have you all voted? And
yeah, we did submit a vote.
okay.
Ours is scheduled for Wednesday because we didn't have a,
Okay.
so if we miss the deadline, which is at noon, it'll go for the next one.
Yeah.
I hope we get it this time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's all I have.
Okay. Are there any committee reports? Seeing none. We'll move on to commissioner reports. Are there any commissioner reports? Go ahead.
I was on that management letter to the auditor. You want the chair to sign it or you want the treasurer to sign it?
I believe in the past the treasurer has signed it, but
Okay, I can do it again. Just want to make sure.
Thank you. I would just like to thank everybody for coming today. I realize that this was a very short meeting, but because we canceled the last meeting, we thought it was important to meet today. So I appreciate that. And then just as the work of LAFCO sort of ebbs and flows throughout any given year based on our work plan, meetings I'm hoping don't need to be held if there's not a substantial agenda. So I just wanted to thank everybody and thank Uma for presenting the agenda today so that we could get some of these things off of the consent calendar, the business that needed to be done for LAFCO. But if we can not have such short meetings, and hopefully everybody prefers it that way. Okay. Thank you. With that, we can adjourn the meeting for today. Thank you.
thank you.